Oh shit, I'm recording. Shit. All right. What is it? Wednesday, recap. Sorry about that. Yeah. Oops. Um, hmm. Yeah, let's get into it. So, oh fuck. Okay. I'm not gonna go all the way in the big time frame because I don't really feel like it. But I'm gonna explain everything from the big time frame, but like I just don't want to show it. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So going into the day, right? Super obvious draw. Um, we had this SMT at right here. At these Asia highs, we had an SMT, and New York session was about to open, and we already started displacing down. We already inversed this 15-minute for value gap. So pretty obvious, at least going to London lows and most likely down here somewhere, just because they're stacked lows. Um, so going into the day, I was pretty bearish. Why is SMT wild in right now? Okay, there you go. Just so you can see, right? We right here, this is where we swept it on NQ and ES did not sweep it and displacement to the downside. So looking for these lows to be swept and possibly these and this low. Um, yeah, so going into the open. We had NFP at 8:15 by the way too. So definitely more volatile markets, but we also expect price to distribute, you know, we expect price to do something, you know. So 9:30 opens. I'll do the replay mode and I'll leave this I'll just leave that on 15-minute. That's fine. Yes, we have this SMT right here. We start displacing down, and my draw was these lows, which was London low. And then there was this low right here. I'll mark it out, yeah. Why not? Which was previous no, that wasn't previous day lows. That was New York PM low from yesterday. And then below that was previous day lows. Previous day lows on ES was right here. So I'm gonna mark that. Okay, so now you have our levels marked, right? We just want to wait for catching shorts. We want to wait for a sweep of some sort of buy side and get market structure shift to downside for value gap. Enter off of there. So yeah, going into this, right? 9:30 right here. 9:30 candle displaces upwards, right? So 9:30 open right here. We went down, up, right? So either this was a Judas move, we went and down, swept this low, and then we're going to the upside, or this is a Judas move. Just a little low was a little bit of a fake out kind of for the Judas, a fake out with a fake out. So this up move, and then if we disrespect this order block right here, then it's for sure going down to the sell side. So gonna mark out this order block that was created, right? If we disrespect that, for sure going to the downside. Huge displacement through that. That's when I know we can go in here, going down here. If I didn't have a model, I would have definitely taken this for value gap right here. As you can see, it respected it perfectly and distributed perfectly down to that low. Um, but yeah, now that we swept that, we had we didn't have an SMT yet. I don't believe. I'm gonna go in the 1 minute for ES just to show the SMTs. Um, yeah. So around this time, no, at this time, ES swept previous day lows. Previous day lows were below this level. There was like somewhere down here. So right now, keeping in mind, we have an SMT at this low. And if you look on the higher time frame for ES, there's no reason why we need to go lower. There's no more liquidity to the downside to sweep. There's we swept everything. All the imbalances down here are filled. and there's this 4 hour buy side imbalance that we filled. So there's no reason for us to go any lower at this point, and um and so we have an SMT at the lows. So I'm just waiting to see if Nasdaq wants to continue down and sweep previous day lows, or if that's fine with the SMT. We hold the SMT and then go from there. So going back on the 1 minute on both of them, right? So now we have SMT. Let's see how we respond to it. We continue down, and this is New York PM lows right here. And we get close to the previous day lows, which are right here, but then we start shooting up. Now, I don't like that we came like pretty close, but we don't need to sweep it anymore because ES already swept it. So now that we have seen this get swept and displacement out of it, I want a high to get broken through, which the closest high would be right here. So that would be our market structure shift. And yeah, just waiting for price. And we get this huge, huge displacement move, right? And we have this breaker block right here. So marking out breaker block right there. Breaker block, fair value gap. What do you do when all of these confluences add up together? This is the perfect entry. This is textbook, right? Right here, stops 25 handles. Will have to be right there. That's what I entered off of. And also, I forgot to add, we are inside of the first AM macro, which is necessary for my trade to go through. And since there's no reason for us to go to the downside, you can hold the trade for a while, probably. You can 100% hold it to like, not 100%, but it is most likely going to draw to at least this high, which would be a 7 risk reward ratio. And probably will at least go to equilibrium of this fair value gap. And you might just go to all-time highs right now, so you could hold up to there. But obviously, I did not have the conviction for that. And also, I didn't want to hold the trade for too long, so I held it to this high, which was Asia highs. No, that wasn't Asia highs. That was the high that swept the Asia highs. So breaking past that SMT, I expect that to be broken through since we have an SMT down here and nothing else to sweep to the downside. So yeah, and I entered right here. Let's see, will it let me put a limit? I always try doing that and it never does. I never fucking learn. Um, so yeah, I went in today just because we had this fair value gap down here that we could possibly hit. I went in a little bit less risk. I went in 400. Um, wait, let me just get the tap in. We didn't tap in there. We tapped in there, definitely. Um, so I went in eight minis or micros right here, and the stops are right there, right? And we started chopping around a bunch, and I believe like right here. Just because we're inside the macro time and we already had this displacement move, I it's automatically lower probability when price just starts chopping around um your entry, because price can easily just come down, sweep these lows, tap into this fair value gap, and then get a reaction off of it. So when I saw this, I reduced my size a little bit. So I reduced it. I sold 3 contracts right there. For like, I think that was probably like a $50 profit, but I was still in with I think 250 risk. So it was like super, super light. And as soon as I did that, we got that move. So that kind of sucks. But um I basically I since my fill was still pretty low in the move, I was looking to add on to my position. I believe like right here I took off 2 contracts. Or just no, I don't believe it. I know I did. I did take 2 contracts off there. That That was because we came into this 15-minute fair value gap, 15-minute liquidity point and the fair value gap. So we swept that inside of a high time frame PD ray. So it is possible for us to reverse from there. That's a good spot for price to sell back off if you wanted to come down to the previous day lows for NQ. I didn't really think that, but just in case, I did want to secure some profits, so I sold two there. So now I'm in really light, only three contracts, but I'm still pretty confident that we're gonna go up right here. So I was looking to add in my position, and there's this fat fair value gap right here. So I wait for price to get into like equilibrium of this fair value gap. I add two more onto my position, and I want my stop to be at this fair value gap low. So I'm fine since I'm so confident with price going up. If I'm going to keep my stop here, I'm fine with adding more contracts until my break even point is right there. Um, just like making my winners bigger and my losers smaller, basically. I like at the beginning, I made sure my loss would be small if it did hit my profit target, my stop loss. But I wanted to add on my position so I can get this winner bigger because I was pretty confident that it was still going to go up higher. Let's see where we're at. Oh, thank you. Yeah. So keeping in mind, the high that I wanted on ES, we were pretty close to it. Yeah, right here, we came pretty close. So when ES swept it, I was gonna take off the majority of my position. About four of the five contracts, I would have left a runner. Um, yeah. So then we get whatever. Oh yeah, we inverse this for value gap, and I add another contract. The fill is gonna be shit, but you'll get the point. So the stops was at this fair value gap low. So now I'm in six. I see I was originally in three and now I'm in six. So I doubled my position and I will almost double my profits if this goes to my take profit. Uh Let me just play price. When did it hit it? It hit it 1019. So I'll just play price at 1019 right here. No, one more candle. One more candle right here. Boom, TP hit, and I'm out for five of my six contracts. Sold that. And then I'm still in one contract. And I just kind of kept it at break even. Just in case I wanted to keep running up, I would just trail this really tight. Just because I don't really care about the rest of it. But if price still wanted to go up, I would trail it so I can just keep trimming a little bit more profit. But price did want a deeper retrace. I would have gotten stopped out for that one contract right there. Um, and then price went up to the TP anyways. Actually, yeah, let me skip to the PM trade actually, because there was a PM trade. I didn't take it because I already took my winning trade. Um, but I will still show you what kind of setup we had there. Because we did have a good setup. Replay. All right. So now we're in the PM, not the PM, the second AM macro. Now, higher time frame is key, so I hop into the higher time frame. Now, looking at this, right, I'm still pretty sure we're still going higher in the higher time frame. And looking at this, we swept all the lows, we got displacement out of it, and everything, this is very important, everything below us is already filled. There's no imbalances that need to be filled. And we have this fat ass order block right here. So I marked this out and I want to see what price does because we're in the macro and we're pretty close to it. And if we come in, get displacement out of it, and then have my setup, I would take that long to what's the target? Right here. That would have been my target, which would have been, I believe, yeah, previous day highs. So I'll mark that out. It's previous day highs. All right. So 10:45 action time. Let's see what happens, right? So we come into it at 10:53 and we go a little deeper. We sweep out these stops right here, right? We tap into this 1 minute imbalance. No, not SMT. Turtle Soup. Actually, do we have SMT here? Oh shit, we also had a SMT here. So we have a Turtle Soup SMT right here inside of this 1 minute imbalance. And so from right here, I'm expecting some displacement. So we'll see what we get, right? So displacement above this high would be perfect. And there it is. So if I didn't take a winning trade already, I would 100% every single time take this. Yeah, we get displacement, right? Have this fair value gap. So we'll go right here. 20, 21 handle stop. Take profit right here. And I'm greedy. 2.98, so I'm just gonna move it to 3 risk reward because that's not 3.05. That's fine. Yeah. So waiting for price to tap into there, right? And then we create another fair value gap. Now, this is something I need to pay attention to because on paper, I took this, and I would have done the same thing if it was on my normal account. I entered at this top fair value gap, and usually that will work if it's lined up with a breaker block. But the breaker block was down here with the fair value gap, and it is during the macro time. Usually the first fair value gap does hold. But since the breaker block and the fair value gap was right here, and this was above equilibrium, it really wasn't a good entry point. You would have to keep your stops. Yeah, like for a good stop loss, you have to keep your stops right there, which absolutely destroys your risk to reward. Now it's 1.5 instead of 3. So it literally cuts your profits completely in half. So you're basically risking double more, or you're taking away half your profit. So what I need to pay attention to, breaker block for value gap. And also if there's two fair value gaps right next to each other, take the lower one. If you don't get filled, so be it. You rather be safe than sorry, and it's just better risk reward too, better risk management. So waiting for price to come down now into that. Came down right there. I believe I would have been in about 15 micros for my risk management. And I would have just held to the full TP because, pretty obvious draw. Turtle Soup SMT inside of this 5 minute order block with this 1 minute imbalance, displacement out of it for value gap breaker block. No reason to go lower. Like, it doesn't get easier than that, really. And yep, that's it. That would have been a almost 2K trade. So if I took both of them today, I would have been up about 3K. But yeah, just against my rules, just to take another trade after I win. Actually, it really isn't against my rules, but just because it's been a minute since I got a win, I just wanted to take my profits and leave. Usually, what my actual rules are is if I take a winning trade, if I want to take another trade, I have to take it with half of what I risk in that first trade. So if that first trade, for example, is half risk already, I have to take half of that. So really, I'm not risking any of the profits that I made. I'm just doing it just to maybe squeeze out, or cover like 2 more losses or something like that. So, but like I would have risked that same amount. So, you know, and like the best thing about it today too was usually, I feel like FOMO or I feel fear when I'm in a trade, but like today, the setups that I took, like I felt completely confident with everything. I wasn't like struggling to hold to TP. I wasn't like trailing my stops every single inch. I uh I did everything that I needed to do. I executed pretty perfectly. I pyramided where it was smart to pyramid. And um yeah, I have no complaints. I made if that was a loss, I would have made that a small loss, and I somehow made it an even bigger winner, than after I took out all my contracts, the 3 contracts. So yeah, so the winner ended up being bigger than my original position, even though I took off some like half of my contracts And so I don't know. I just really I managed my risk really well. I managed my position really well, and held to my take profits like I'm supposed to. I did everything I was supposed to do today. Didn't break any rules, and as you can see, executed perfectly and got rewarded. So yeah, today was a pretty good day. Tomorrow's going to be pretty shitty, but we'll talk about that tomorrow.
My group's a bunch